Good morning. Let me get earphones in. Even though I can't hear my own video. Actually, why am I putting my earphones in? Where's my face? Hello, good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. How was everyone's weekend? How's everyone's weekend? Why are there people why were there people lining up to comment? Why are you guys like this? Good morning. Wait, let me tweet. I kept like lying about the time so everyone got confused. Okay, wait. Let me make a real tweet. It's live now. Wait, where's it gone? Did I accidentally delete the tweet? Oh my god, I accidentally deleted the tweet. Wait. Wait. Come back, tweet. Twitter should allow undeleting of tweets. OHASEAL. Ohayo. Wait, let me. Where is my... Sorry, it's extremely scuffed this morning because I've only had like maybe 4 hours of sleep. Hello, good morning everyone, good morning. Alright, there we go. It's not a morning with Asara Seal if there isn't some form of scuff somewhere, right? Hello everyone. How was your weekend? I forgot to stream on YouTube this week, so last week, so it has been a week since I've seen you guys here. A whole entire week I say that, but I think I've been basically almost every day streaming Genshin on Twitch. You know, I actually woke up early. I woke up on, I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm went off, right? So I woke up on time for the stream. But when I went to do the laundry, there was more than normal. Mostly because the weather has been bad, so we put off doing some of it. And after that, alright, you guys, if you hear scratching sounds, it's me suffering. But when I was hanging up the clothes, the laundry, I was bitten like crazy by mosquitoes. Because mosquitoes decided that seals are emergency food, even though they're wrong. And seals are not emergency food. But, so I was doing the laundry and I looked down and there was 10 mosquitoes on me at the same time. It was disgusting. I was like, no, leave me alone. I'm just trying to hang the clothes up. But now now my entire both of my legs are in pain. They're not in pain, they're just itchy. because like it's rainy season here, so the mozzies they multiply. There were like tiny mozzies as well. There was like 10 of them on my legs at the same time. Oh, it's awful. And now like they're itching like crazy. Like I know that there are mosquitoes out there that bite me when I do my laundry, but like I've never seen like all 10 of them on me at the same time. That's awful. Good morning. Ohayo. Ohayo. Wait, it's morning, so I gotta. Is my BGM is my BGM too loud or is it like too soft? Is it okay? I forgot to check. Cause I just went, okay, I'm done, and I came up with my coffee and I went, go live. You know how like most people usually like test things before they go live, like, oh yeah, we should test the settings, right? No, I just hit go live. Good morning, ohayo, hello Kuni. Suddenly the bitter cold doesn't seem so bad. Yes, at least the bitter cold will murder all the mozzies. But yeah, they are like multiplying like crazy here because it's humid and it's humid and wet, which is like mosquito breeding ground. OHASEAL! Emily-chan, hello, good morning. Thank you for dropping by. Oh, in case you guys didn't know, it was Emily-chan's birthday 2 days ago. She had like a birthday marathon stream kind of thing. So if you guys want to check that out, you should. I didn't have a chance to watch it yet. But yeah. Anyway, just so you guys know, the scratching sound is me suffering. I'm trying not to touch it, but touch my scratches. But there's like 20 mosquito bites on me right now. It's awful. Okay, it might not be 20, but it feels like 20. And they're like all on my legs. They only went for the legs because obviously like when I'm hanging laundry, right, my arms are moving, so they're not moving. They're not going for my arms. They're going for my legs because I'm standing there. Ugh. But I mean, pick your poison. Weather in general, nature sucks. Modern technology is so great. This is why we don't leave our rooms, right? Like. Oh, but winter is nice because you can wear nice winter clothes. But then it's not nice because it's cold as heck. And then like after you wear your nice winter clothes, if you go into a heated room, you have to like remove them layer at a time. And then what do you do with the layers? It's like, you ever, like you guys know, like in winter countries, right? You'll wear your coat and stuff, and then you walk into a room, and then like it's with your coat on, it's too hot, but without your coat on, it's too cold. So you just sit there stewing in your heat. Because like there is no right temperature, because if you have your coat on, it's too hot. If you take it off, you're gonna freeze. It's too cold. That is the winter country problem. Hate it. Or like, you know, like sometimes you go out and it's really cold, so you wear an extra layer. Or like you wear like a warm inner layer. And then you enter a warm building, and then you're just like, I hate it here, I'm dying, I'm sweating, I'm gonna pass out. It's a different kind of suffering. Outside is evil! Inside comfy and safe! Precisely, inside is comfy and safe. Inside is where modern inventions such as computers and the internet and also the kitchen and the fridge exist inside. And nowadays, right, you don't even really need to go out. You can do online shopping, so you can literally just live at home and never leave. I used to like, you know how like in Japanese anime, right? The neat like hikikomori phenomenon has been going on for like, I mean, in anime it's been featured for a very long time as well, right? Like I would say even like up until like 15 years ago, that's already been featured in anime. And 15 years ago, where I'm from, I couldn't imagine living like that, right? Because obviously Japan is much more advanced than a lot of countries. So a lot of the modern conveniences that we have in other countries now wasn't available to us back then, but it was to Japan, and I couldn't understand it back then. But now that like things are catching up everywhere in the world, we're catching up to what Japan used to have. Suddenly I'm just like, oh, now I can understand how people can live and never leave their goddamn room. They don't need to. You don't have to leave your room. You can do everything from the comfort of your room. I feel attacked. No. I was a NEET for about 6 months. But I could never be a hikikomori because I like going out. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have ever played like the Sims games. You know, the Sims games, Sims 3, Sims 4, Sims 2. The Sims games where you control little people and you tell them what to do. And you build houses for them. And you tell them like, you get married to this person and have a baby. Or like, you're gonna hate this person whether you like it or not. Sims games. But in Sims games, right, if your person doesn't leave their house for like 24 hours or something like that, they get this like debuff called stir crazy, and then they can't do anything. Like, it's called because they're stir crazy. They've got insane from staying inside for too long. And that I feel like that sim. I feel like that sim trait explains what it's like for me if I don't leave my house at least like once a day. Okay, not once a day, but like at least I need to leave at least every other day or I will like go insane. Only thing that sucks about grocery at home delivery is in the US the delivery people are rude as heck. Oh no! I think here they're just kinda alright. They're not like super polite or helpful, but they're not rude. You can get very unlucky. Like, some delivery people can be rude. But, like, for most part, they're quite neutral, I think, so far. We don't really do, delivery groceries. Like, once in a while. I think, like, it's a once in a while thing. I think in the end, especially for, like, fresh produce, it's always better to go and pick it yourself. Because it's like, when they deliver it, you don't get to choose what they put in the cart, right? You don't know what they're picking. They could be picking like the oldest ones in their pile. And then you have vegetables that aren't like the absolute freshest even though you just bought it. And there's also the fact that it can get damaged in transportation. So like, one time we got like a bunch of apples, but like 2 of them were knocked around, so like couldn't eat 2 of them. And then they weren't even good. So like, we reserve like grocery shopping for things like toilet paper or like, you know, like stuff that isn't fresh has less issues usually. Also, those are the things that are generally exactly the same. There's no like, oh, use your eyes to choose which one you prefer more. To be honest, like, we live in a society where we don't really learn like how to choose the best vegetables or like which fish looks better or like which piece of meat looks, you know, more delicious. I can't tell. Every time I go shopping with my mom, I'll be like, what's the difference between this one and this one? And she goes, just hold them in your hands, you'll know. And I'm just like, I don't. I have no fucking clue. What do you mean hold them in my hands and I'll know? So like, does it speak to you? Does it tell you, yes, I am the superior potato? I'm like, especially vegetables, right? I'll look at them and I'll be like, this one doesn't have black bits. Surely it's fresher. And then I'll pass it to my mom. She'll be like, it's not big enough. You gotta get it bigger. And look at this part. It's turning yellow. I'm just like, I don't understand. Stop scolding me. Stop yelling at me. You have to bond with the produce. All right. It's like you go to the grocery store. It's like you have to hold each and every one in your hand. You have to feel their inner energy and see if it is the right one for you. Watermelon is really good when it's good, and it sucks when it's yeah. I feel like that is the general consensus with watermelon. The good it's because watermelon is just entirely sugar, right? So it's like if a good watermelon is good, it has lots of sugar. It's very sweet. And if it's bad, it's just like eating crunchy water, right? It's literally just like eating crunchy water with essence of like the watermelon flavor. But yeah, I never really learned the art of that. Like, I can at least figure out which ones are not fresh, right? I know by eye what isn't fresh, which I think some people don't. But like, I can't tell, like, sometimes like when I'm, especially like, tomatoes, right? I can't tell which is a better tomato. Like, I'll be like, well, they're all fresh. How do I know which is better? And my mom was like, no, it has to be just the right softness. I'm like, what is the right softness? Like, every time I buy tomatoes for her, she gets mad because like at least one of them isn't like up to her standards. I'll be like, well, if you don't want it, I'll just eat that one, like raw. Stop complaining. You're the one who sent me on the chore. You gotta look at the color. It looks grosser the more ripe it is. That's not always the case though. Because sometimes like two of them gonna have like the exact same color, but one is still superior than the other. I think though, like, these are things that you learn from experience. You can't just learn it from like just talking about it, right? So it's like if you don't go out to like the markets and stuff, or to like even just the supermarkets, if you don't go out and do it yourself, you'll never learn it. I see we are here back to food talk. Yeah, today we are talking about doing groceries, or buying groceries, and how I do not have the magic touch. I cannot feel the resonance coming from the vegetable produce when I hold them in my hand, and therefore I don't know how to choose which ones are the best ones. Yo, okay, the worst ones? Avocados? Like, I'll hold 2 avocados, I'll be like, all right, this one looks like it's probably gonna be ripe in 2 days, and it's like not too soft and not too hard. I'll buy it, and it's like it's just not good. And like, you know, you open it 2 days later and it's still hard. It's like, it's not good. But then if you buy the soft ones, they're already ripe, so you don't want those because they're probably like, the chances of it being overripe is very high. So avocados, I have the opposite of a magic touch with avocados. I do not know how to buy a good avocado. The vegetables deem me not worthy. No! But why? I love eating them so much. I love eating vegetables so much. Why would they bully me like this? Anyway, we didn't talk for food for one Monday, and we're already back to food talk, aren't we? Does this count as food talk? Because we're not really talking about like consuming them. We're just talking about buying vegetables. Every time I think about vegetables though, I always like think about how in cartoons and like TV shows when I was a kid watching you know, like the American or British ones, and the kids always be like, I hate veggies are yucky, and I'm just like, I've ranted about this before, but I'm like, that's just because all you guys do is boil your vegetables and put salt and pepper. That's why your kids hate vegetables, because it's boring. Even I, as an adult, think that's boring. I would not ideally eat vegetables made by white people. Like, not to be mean, but it is the white people vegetables that are bad. Like, you guys can make a mean roast and like steak and stuff, but no, your vegetables are bad. Why are you gonna come for a nick like that? Alright, see, the only time I've ever had white people vegetables that are good is when you guys like roast them together with whatever roast chicken or meat you're doing. And it's good because for once there is flavor because the flavor comes from the juice from the meat. And that's it. Shots have been fired. That's it. See, there was actually flavoring for once. I mean, and then I find like the other thing they do when they're like, oh, we don't know how to cook vegetables. Let's like put it in a tray and pour cheese on top of it and stick it in the oven. Surely that means it'll taste better. But like usually I find cheese baked vegetables, they go kind of soggy because like of the water content of vegetables, so it's just not good inside. Like I like cheese, but that doesn't fix the inherent problem that you guys don't season your vegetables, and therefore that's why it just tastes very like bland. Oh, maybe adding cheese and baking is like a more European thing. I don't know about Americans. I don't know if you guys do it over there. In England, people do it like gratin kind of style. Like they'll do like cheese baked broccoli. That's like their excuse for like seasoning vegetables. They'll be like, well, it's seasoning if we put cheese on it. And I think that it might be a more European thing because I know in like France and stuff they also have that sort of vegetables, like you know, cooked in cheese sauce and stuff. It's like, yeah, our only seasoning is cheese. Vegetables when I was in Italy was good. They cook good veggies there. They have like this nice like herb spiced ones, and then they do like really good ones in like marinara sauce and stuff like that as well. And then they have the general cheese sauce ones as well. They're good. Also like they do like tempura, kind of like a tempura. What are they called? Like they're just like called like I think frites, which means like deep fried. They do like deep fried vegetable fritter thing kind of things. Those are so good. Italian food is so good. If you guys ever in the future get the opportunity to go to Italy, I highly recommend. The food there is good. The people, I would say it depends on the region you go to. Some regions people are very friendly. Like because when we went to first we went to Rome, and then we went to Venice, and then after Venice we went to Florence. Rome and Florence are really unfriendly because I think they're like city areas. People in Venice are very nice because Venice is a tourist area. So they have to be nice to the tourists, right? But I don't think that's just that. I don't think that was entirely it as well, because like it wasn't just the tourists. Like you would walk to a coffee shop and you know that half of these people are locals, but they're friendly to you. They're not like rude. But no, in Rome they're straight up just rude. I think it's like I don't even know if it's necessarily rude as much as like they do not have time to process your existence in their like vision. So like it's just very like you get this atmosphere. If you ask a question, these people are like, how long is this stupid tourist going to be asking me this question for? Can I go now? Can I go now? Like you get that kind of vibe from them. Like they're very like not super helpful, and I think they just want to go about their lives. And I found the atmosphere in Rome. I don't remember much of Florence. I think Florence was alright. I think Florence had nice people. But yeah, no, with Rome especially, I found it it reminded me a lot of London. People in London are also very like, they're always in a hurry. They don't have time for you. And if you ask them questions, they don't want to give you an answer. They don't want to help you with directions. It just reminds me a lot of like central London. Like so it had that same vibe. But a very beautiful country. Rome especially I think is very interesting because you have like all these amazing historical monuments, and it's just interspersed in between the city. They've just modernized the city around it. So you have like the Colosseum and stuff, and that's just like round the corner. Like the way it's designed, it's so interesting. I don't really remember much of Florence. We went to the art museum there. That was amazing. The art museum there is really, really good. Where else? In Florence, yeah, for most part, Florence, I remember the food was pretty good. The art museum, we went to the art museum. I don't really remember much else. I think I spent like half a day at like the Florence like brand shopping outlet area because my mom dragged me with her, and we spent like half the day in the Prada shop. Okay, yo, if you guys ever go to these brand outlet mall areas, like it's basically where high fashion brands, they have outlet shops, right? And what they do is they sell like maybe last season stuff and the previous season stuff at like heavily discounted prices, but they're like authentic. They're authentic, right? And if you go there, China tourists come in like the busload, and they're loaded. So they'll come and they'll walk in with their, I hate to put the stereotype, they'll walk in with their really like brightly colored tourist vests and jackets and stuff. And they just like, you just look at them and you're just like, oh no, the Chinese tourists are here. And like, you're not like afraid of them, you're afraid of them buying the entire shop out, because that's what they do. They go in, they'll walk up and be like, I'll have everything from here to here. And they'll just like buy 10 handbags as if like money is no object. They are so fucking rich. And like, I'm convinced they don't even look at the bags. They don't even try the bags out. They'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna buy 10. From here to here. From here to here. They'll just buy the entire shop. And so my mom got really stressed out. She was just like, hold on to this bag. I am considering, but if I put them down, that Chinese lady's gonna take it, so you hold on to it. So I was her bag holder. No, like, it's not even a stereotype, it's real. Chinese tourists, they're really rich. They have so much money. They travel to buy things. And like, you know, like, you always think, you have this impression that because like China, they have a lot of really cheap knockoffs and stuff, right? That like Chinese people are cheap. No, the Chinese people from China, it's almost like they're desperate to show off how rich they are, which is why they shop like that. Wait, I gotta do something really quick. No, but that's actually like, I remember someone did like a research on it before, though, and the reason is because a lot of them are nouveau rich, right? The term is nouveau rich, which means they didn't grow into wealth. Wealth just landed on them because the value of their land became very expensive when like the government bought it over or something like that. So they're just very rich because of circumstances. Like they were like people from like rural areas that just got a huge landfall in money. And they don't know what to do with their money. They think like, oh, I'm rich, I must spend it all. Or like they think like, if I don't spend money, people won't know I'm rich, so I gotta spend money. And that's why they spend like that. I think it's like a psychological thing. Like people did a research on it. Like that was the reason why these people spend so much and they spend so extravagantly. It's like almost like they're trying to prove, guys, we're just as rich as you. You guys need to notice us. So they have unhealthy spending habits. And that's also why like gacha games do well in China, because a lot of the children of these people have a shit ton of money and they don't know what to do with it. I think a lot of them don't spend their own money. They're like spending their parents' money. Because to be completely honest, being someone of a Chinese family background, right? I can tell you for sure that if you are a daughter of a Chinese family, your parents generally want to pay for everything you have. When I grew up, I wasn't allowed to have an allowance, like, you know, like pocket money. I had to go through my parents for everything I wanted, which means I never had to save for anything, but I also did have to tell them I was buying things. But like, imagine if my parents were less prudent and they just gave me a credit card, which my dad did. I do have a supplementary card from my dad. I don't like using it unless like they are there and they approve of the purchase, because I find it very uncomfortable to just charge and be like, by the way, Dad, I charged something to your card. I don't like doing that. So I have my own cards as well. I have like a few. Yeah, don't overspend. Make sure to keep a good eye on your credit card expenditures if you have one. If you can't be trusted, use debit cards. PSA. Just a quick PSA, right? Credit cards are for people who know how to manage their expenditure, and they know how to keep a budget, and they know how to not overspend, and they always pay it off every month. Because the credit card charges can rack up really high. I look at it as a way to be able to spend my salary before my salary has come in. That is a credit card for me, right? Because obviously you need things at the beginning of the month, but your salary doesn't come at the end until the end of the month, and that's how a credit card can help you. You can spend your salary before it's arrived, but the problem is when people overspend their budget. So I think things like gacha games, dangerous. But yeah, anyway, off tangent. But like, so these really rich ojo-sans, they have a shit ton of money. What are they gonna spend on? They're gonna spend on their idol games, like Ensemble Stars, or like Idolish 7 is so dangerous though. I think that the gacha system there is better now. But it's not. It was too little, too late. It came too late. They already like forced. I had already been forsaken by it, and that became like the point shop system. Debit card is probably better if not for the fact they aren't as common, especially in Asia. Oh, interesting. Do you guys not get one like straight from the bank? Is that not a thing where you're from? Because I know like when you make a bank account for us to draw cash, our ATM card is now a debit card. And so you can't spend more than you owe. I know in England, in some accounts, you can apply for an overdraft of like, I think it's usually not much. It's much less than a credit card limit. It's usually like minor. It's there for emergencies, right? An overdraft. When I was in England, I went into overdraft once because my dad was late in sending me money. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't brag about it, but I did live a life where like I didn't have to work because my parents didn't want me to work while I was studying. So I had an allowance, and that would include like my rent, my tuition, and like my daily expenditure. And it was based off a budget I gave them, like how much it would cost me a day, or like how much it would cost me a week to survive in England. So it was I actually didn't have that much spending money when I was in England, but like so I developed like unhealthy habits, like not eating properly so I could buy nice things. But like that was the problem because I never had an allowance growing up. So that was my first taste of having allowance, right? I grew up not having allowance. Like I would be like, if I want something, I couldn't even save for it. I had to beg my parents for it. And it depended on how nice they were feeling. But yeah, so I went into overdraft once because I had to pay off something. I think it was tuition. And I was slightly, like, I went into like a £50 overdraft and I panicked. I was like, oh, I'm in debt. I'm in £50 of debt. That was so scary. And I was just like, I'm in debt. I hate this. Like, it's a real debt. It's not a credit, right? It's not something you pay off later. If you go into overdraft, it means you have negative money in the bank. Here, I think everyone has like 2+ credit cards, but debit cards aren't ATM cards are pretty rare. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I think though, if you are someone who struggles with expenditure, right, you should look into like finding some kind of prepaid debit card option. So it's like putting training wheels on you, right? I have one of those. I call it my gotcha card. But it's actually it's a debit card by one of the airlines here. It has good international shopping rates, so that's why I use it for gotcha. I call it. sorry, I think my computer froze. But yeah, anyway, I have this prepaid debit card, right? You have to top it up first to use it. And so what I do is I put X amount of money, and that is my gacha budget for the month. And if I exceed it, and usually it is 10% less than my maximum gacha budget. Because I would ideally not like to spend until the absolute maximum, because that usually means I didn't save anything that month. That usually means I have spent every single dollar of my recreational budget, if I do that. So I try not to do that. So I have this prepaid card that I only use for gacha and like scab commissions. Not just scab commissions, even like just normal commissions. I use it for that sort of stuff. Because I think those are the expenditures for me personally that I find it the hardest to control. So I have a hard limit, and the moment that card rejects, it means I've spent too much. So if you guys can look into having something like that, like especially if you're bad at keeping track of how much you spent, I think that's a good thing to look into. Prepaid debit cards. You can even get like, I think in some countries you can get like one-use debit cards, like single-use ones. I think in some countries you can get stuff like that, right? Like a single-use, like buying an Amazon gift card, but it's a debit card. You can use it on whatever you want. I think you can get stuff like that. I know in Japan you can get it. I don't know if that's a thing anywhere else. It's not a thing here. It's not a thing here. I think I have seen it in America maybe? Like prepaid debit cards, where like you just like you just buy a certain amount, and that debit card will have that certain amount, and once it's used up, there's nothing left. I made it. Watashi ga kita. Hello, hero. Good morning. Welcome. We're talking about money. Okay, let me scroll up and read comments. Where I am, access card is my debit card. Oh, okay, that's cool. Mine is like a Visa card, more preferable than using local debit card. Oh, okay, cool. Financing methods, very interesting. I think every country has their own things. That's what my parents did when I lived alone. Yeah, I think a lot of, I know that's not a culture for a lot of people in the West. For Asian families, especially, the cultural, I think especially for, I don't know about other Asian races, but I think it's the same. Like, in Chinese families, we have this concept of like filial piety. So, it's kind of like a pay it forward thing. Like, your parents take care of you until you are able to take care of yourself. And then when you're able to take care of yourself, you will take care of your parents. Like, it's kind of like, we have this kind of system, right? It's not say a system, it's like kind of an ingrained culture thing. And, so it's things like, my parents paid for my tuition, they paid for my rent, they paid for my education, they paid for everything, up until university. I never had to take a loan for that. They saved so I could study. Obviously now, I run errands for them, I send them around, I buy them stuff. And like the idea is that in the future, when they're no longer able to look after themselves, that we will look after them, because they look after us. And that is the basis of like the filial piety culture, which I was very shocked, right, when I went to England. And I would hear my friends saying things like, oh, I lent X amount of money to my parents. And like, that concept was so foreign to me. I'm like, you can lend money to your parents? You mean you don't just give them money? And they were like, yeah, well, like, my dad, like, was in debt. He needed money. And I was just like, you don't just give him the money? Like, I was confused. It really was a cultural shock. And then, like, I find out that, even, like, my friends who had, like, really bougie family backgrounds, right? Like, I would say they are richer than... I live a comfortable bougie life. I do live quite the bougie life. I try not to talk about it too much because I know like it does make people feel bad. But like I think by the way I can afford to do VTubing and still have my full-time job and You know, I live comfortably. I can have like like people have seen my setup. It looks expensive. It's quite expensive. I live comfortably, right? And I try not to talk about it because it does make people feel bad, and I don't want to make people feel bad. Like doing VTubing is meant to make you guys feel good no matter how much money you have in your bank account, because obviously it is free to listen to me talk, right? It is at no cost to you to listen to me talk bullshit. So I prefer not to talk about that. But anyway, I was really I met people so fucking rich. They like lived in mansions and stuff, and their parents made them take loans to go to uni. I was just like, but why? Why didn't your parents just pay for your education? Like, they clearly can afford it. And they were like, oh, it's like, because the culture here is that you're only our problem until you're 18. After that, it's your problem. And that's a very different culture for me. Like, I was shocked. I was shocked. Like, it's literally like your parents only look after you until you're an adult there. And then after that, you are your own problem. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I think, like, you would hear parents bailing you out from, like, stuff, but then you would owe them money at that point. And that culture shocks me. Cause it's so different from, like, the entire concept of family I've had growing up. I was just like, oh, people in the West live like this? Good morning, it's 8 p.m. Good evening, Hiro. Good evening. It is still morning here. It is 9:10 a.m. You would have to do a lot for our parents to completely throw you out. Yeah, in Asian culture, that's the thing. In American culture, you could do so much as just like do one micro transgression and your parents are just like, out, I don't want to see you ever again. And they can really do that, and that's really a thing. Like, obviously it's not saying that Asian families are perfect because they are the way they are. Like, I wouldn't say that. There are problems. There are inherent problems with the filial piety culture as well. Like, if you have bad parents, let's say you have parents that didn't really properly look after you, but then when you're adults and you're making your own money, they start trying to claim back from you, like, because they're like, oh, but we're your parents, we raised you, and then they start trying to claim back. And I've heard that from, like, some of my friends who don't have good relationships with their parents because, like, one of them was a gambling addict or something like that. So you do have problems like that, and you're like, as a child, you're almost like socially obligated to pay for your parents' bad choices, which I think that's not really as much of an issue in the West because they cut you off. So, like, you are your own person after that. If your parents go into debt, it's just like, only if you are soulless. I guess if you're soulless, you could completely leave them. But, like, I feel like most people are not that soulless. Like, they will still help your parents, right? I would like to believe in humanity a bit. Here, until recently, old people with children might not be eligible for social welfare unless their children fill in a form that states they're not supporting their elder anymore. Oh, wow. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm glad it's changed at least. Because obviously you do have people who really, like, do not have good relationship with their family, right? Like, you know, because of aforementioned reasons. And their children want nothing to do with their parents. Like, obviously no family is perfect. I'm very fortunate that I have a good family. I have never had any complaints about my family other than my mom nagging a lot. And my dad leaves his stuff around, lying around for me to clean up after him. But I feel like that's what dads do. My dad's biggest crime is he likes to drink wine. And he'll just leave his wine glasses in miscellaneous locations in the house. And, like, as you're cleaning up, you'll be like, oh, a wine glass. And you have to stop everything you do and put it away because he has very expensive wine glasses that you do not want to destroy while you're doing chores. I feel like I fell somewhere in the middle. My parents did support me, but they had to get me a job during school to lose some of the financial burden. Yeah, I mean, not everyone has family that is, like, financially able to support them in the future. And like, but I think that's something that like I don't hear so much from like Western families in the West. I think obviously like I'm very fortunate that my parents could afford my education, and I had very expensive education because I didn't study locally. They saved enough to send me abroad. And studying overseas is expensive because like you get like overseas student tax. So like let's say it costs X to study as a local English person to study in England. It costs you X. It costs me X times 3 per term to study in England. So it costs you X for the entire year to study, right? It costs me X times 3 per term. It was expensive. I wasted a lot of my parents' money studying a course I hated. And in part, I knew how expensive it was, which is why I didn't know how to give up. I didn't know how to be like, I really can't do this. I hate this course. Because I felt like I would be wasting their money. But in the end, I wasted their money. I would like to think that, at the very least, that me being able to hold a job on my own accord based on things that I learned outside of studying my degree means that I'm not so much of a waste of space. I still managed to make like a living, right? But it was not related to what my parents spent money on to send me to university for. So I still feel very bad about that. Like, I feel like if I just admitted early on that I wasn't cut out for the course, I dropped out, I applied for a new course, that maybe the money would have gone to less of a waste. I could have been like, you know, some kind of expert in the field that I'm doing now. I could have been an expert. But no, now I'm just middling because I'm self-studying. You know, that sort of thing. Or like, I'm self-study, I made my portfolios myself. Like, I could have been an expert. I could have been like a proper creative director for something. You know? But if I actually like went, like, admitted straight up and quit the course and just started a new course, right? But I think for my generation, that wasn't as common. For my sister's generation, their generation. So my sister is 7 years younger than me, so it's almost like the end of the millenniums. And for their generation, it became much more common for people to, after doing 1 year, they drop out, they change courses, or like they decide they hate it, they're gonna drop out and do a gap year before pursuing further studies, or like after they finish their studies, they do a master's in something completely different. Like, that's my sister's generation. Like, they are eternally studying. And I think that's also the generation of a lot of VTuber listeners. Or even just VTubers in general. Like, I feel like I'm a generation above. Or it wasn't as common for us to be allowed that choice because it was more frowned upon. Like, it would be seen as giving up. It would be seen as quitting. It wouldn't be seen as looking for a new opportunity. It would be seen as quitting. I think it is better this way now, but also at the same time it leads to indecisiveness. Like, because people are like faffing about. They're like not deciding what they want to do. They'll be like, oh, I'm studying A now, and then I hate it, so next year I'm going to study B. You know, it creates this thing where like you have people who come out who are masters of, you know, jack of all trades, masters of none. Good morning. Hello. Another stream. I slept for 4 hours. I'm wide awake. I'll probably feel tired in the afternoon. Sleep is overrated. Yes. But I think I will have to take a break today. I won't do an evening stream today. This clown music always messes me up. How are you liking it? This is my favorite background music. It's like, I think it's meant to be like some kind of folk BGM. I think that's what it's meant to be. I feel like it wakes me up. I really want to commission the same composer that did my other BGM that I will be using for like other things, right? But I want to commission him again, but something for like morning stream vibes, so like more clown vibes. I don't know if he's capable of it because his style is very like elegant and like ambient music, so I don't know if he can do it. I will talk to him about it though, because obviously for me, ideally, I would like to compose the same, commission the same person for BGM, so I can just credit one person and not have to worry about that. But if it doesn't work out, I will look for somebody else who can compose something similar to this. So like for more fun. But you know, to be honest, I actually really like this, so I may just like not bother with an original BGM. I may just continue to use this. Yo, I heard this BGM in like I think one of the Niji Sanji Libraries streams, and I was just like, this is it, this is the one I want. And then I went on their wiki and I went Niji Sanji BGM list because their fans are crazy, so people have actually compiled music that they've used. So I went on the list and I went and copied it. I don't know which library it is. I think it might be X Albion. X. The hero dude. I like him, he's fun. I think it might be him. Like, it's either him or Nagaoke, because I think Nagaoke is the kind of guy who used this kind of shitty BGM. I cannot remember who used this BGM, but somebody did. And then I fell in love with it. I was just like, this is my theme song. Imagine if it got faster. Wait, you know what though? I can't speed up the. Oh my god, I can speed the song. Wait. What did that do? Did it make it faster? Wait. You can speed it up. What does that sound like? I can't hear it. Oh, I can make it super slow clown music. Slow clown music. Gotta stay alert, guys. I don't know what this sounds like. I am assuming I put you guys through torture. I dropped it to 33% speed right now. This is like smooth clown. Alright, wait. You're woke. Good morning. Okay, we're back to normal speed. Good morning. Nothing like some strange clown music to wake you up in the morning, right? Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, I love this song. So you know what? I may not commission an original. Like, originals are overrated. I can't even like, I love my original BGM, but like I can't even think of a situation that I would ever speak in a way that matches it. Maybe like for late night streams. I don't do any late night talk streams, but I might consider doing that in the future. Because usually at night, all I do is play Genshin. I was all like, I'm a variety streamer. I refuse to be a single game streamer. That's boring. Meanwhile, my Twitch VOD log seems to be like Genshin. It's fine. It's like Genshin, Hades, Genshin. So I think today I will take a break in the evening, because usually on Mondays I stream twice because I'm up for most of the day. But no, I might take a break because my voice also needs to rest a bit. I probably will be back tomorrow doing something or other. Probably Genshin. Maybe not though. Oh my god, speaking of Genshin, right? I rage quit on the stupid delivery thing. I was just like, dude, you're really gonna put me through hell for 60 gems and 60 gems only? Fuck this shit. I literally rage quit it. I was just like, that's not worth it. I will give you money to make my suffering go away, Genshin. Like, literally. I was like, how much does the cheapest pack cost? Because how many gems is it? Wait, let me look up Genshin Impact. Let me log in and see. Okay, so for 60 crystals, it's like $1. The amount of work they make you do is not worth $1. That is like a the amount of work they make you do is not worth $1 USD. Because you gotta deliver all 3 things for the 60, right? That's less than minimum wage. Come on. That is less than minimum wage. I ate lunch while watching your last stream. Now I'm eating dinner on this one. Katniss Gamer. Welcome to the clown house. Okay, what if I open Pizza Parlor, right? And we had like clowns greeting you at the door, like, welcome to the Pizza Clown House. You have your order, and we have like sexy clown waiters, like so they're clowns, but they're hunks. Think about it. Oh! It has to be like those American diners where they come and serve you on like roller skates. They'll come and they'll serve you your pizza on roller skates. But they're like buff clowns. So like, you know, like Chippendales, but they're clowns. So like Hooters, but with clown. Yes, exactly that. You get a clown wig / nose for joining. Yes, everyone is given special wig. Wait, where's my wig image? Where's my wig? Oh no, I've lost my wig. Where's my wig? Clown wig. Let me find my clown wig. I lost it. It's usually on my desktop, but I think I deleted it by mistake. Where is it? Where'd it go? I cannot find the wig, but I found the circle. Oh, I found the wig. There it is. Dun, 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 dun. Good morning! It is once again clown hours. How could you lose the wig? I lost my wig. Sorry. It's back now. It's back where it belongs, on my head. Honkers! Instead of Hooters, our shop is gonna be called the Honkers. I'm into it. Never stop being clown hours. Should just change the name of the stream to Good Morning Clown. Like, you know how like some streamers, like, they have like a catchphrase when they start out. Mine should be like, what's up, clowns? I would never get into the habit of that. I would never get into the habit of that. If you think about it, you get a roll a day with the way the dailies are set up. Still not great, but it's better than half a roll a day. Yes, yeah, that's true. To be honest, I think doing dailies in Genshin is more worth it than doing that stupid delivery event. Like, come on! These bitches can eat their pasta turned upside down, whatever. It's not worth it. They're not even paying me minimum wage for it. I can give Genshin $1 and skip that entire event. Think about it. Is your free-to-play really worth it? Is it really worth it? You could just give Genshin $1. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like, you could work like a slave for 60 Primogens, or you could just give us $1. Alright. Anyway, I have to go. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this morning. I'm sorry the stream's a bit like late, so it's a bit shorter than usual. I do have to go though. I actually have real life obligations right now to attend to. But it's been fun this morning. Thank you so much as usual. It's been great to start my week with you guys. Love you all. Love you all. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great day. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. I will see you guys when I see you, which is probably on Twitter. So have it already. Don't forget to the YouTube chill. Okay, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. But I know all of you have subscribed already, right? Bye, Otsu.